best part will be if that's how the show starts. Just me saying that things were cut out.
I'm here.
Okay. I'm going to sit up a little bit so it's easier to read. And 3, 2, it's Sunday night, and you know what that means. It's time for Plus Ultra. Yes, really this time. With me tonight are Beth, Crash, and EO. Jen is not feeling well due to pollen. Last time...
The air is yellow.
It is. Last time, our fearless, definitely not adventurers arrived at the ruins, if they could really be called that, of the flying academy that crashed in the middle of what are now the wilds after being turned to glass. Adelina fashioned some cleats to fit over everyone's boots. Devin used his gravitational magic to account for the tilt of the city, which had crashed at an angle, and the group set out into the abandoned academy grounds. And it was abandoned. There were no glass people, just abandoned buildings and belongings and buildings that appeared to be entirely intact, other than being glass. In several of the little parks scattered around the city, they found emergency teleportation circles inscribed into the ground, and Adelina had some fun following the old fountain mechanisms back to a central source that has yet to be discovered. While Devin found that a certain spell he'd picked up could restore an object that had been turned to glass. The group proceeded to the central quad, where they found lots of abandoned books that Devin gleefully turned back into usefulness. They also found a coffee mug. I believe Rob is keeping it. As they explored, Adelina found a device that turned out to be a hover car, which Devin successfully restored to its original state. Sensing rightly that it could be useful, Adelina attempted to, use it. And the machine responded to her touch, almost as if it had been built for her. The group now have many, many books. And, as they have longed for since the first session, a way to travel long distances without having to hear Karacinda complain about her feet afterward. She will instead complain about her back. It's nearing the end of the calendar year, and the weather is cold and snowy. The name of the place is the Glass Academy. This is Plus Ultra. There are bonus points for any listeners who caught the etymology jokes in the introduction. So, what happens this time?
You know what else we found? A means of travel where I can read in transit
It's true.
without
do have
tripping
to-
over rocks.
As long as someone else is
and
driving. And there is a Jen.
there is a Jen, so we're going to pause it for a second.
We are unpaused.
Okay,
And Jen is here.
Mm-hmm.
and Jen is here.
Yes,
Mhm.
I'm getting better. So, yeah.
Anyway, given that we've just finished the introduction, what happens this time?
I love the change in tense.
Well, we've got a flying horseless cart, which it would be hard to have a flying horse cart because then we'd need flying horses, and that would just be a bit much.
I don't think the horses would enjoy it very much.
What if
Probably
the
not.
horses had wings?
Jen, your mic.
Yeah,
a lot of
the
static
heat just
coming
came
through.
on. Yeah, there's a lot of heat that came on. I'm gonna turn it off. So give me a minute.
Karacinda's opinion is, well, suppose we should see how long it takes this thing to, first we get up on top of the cliff again, and then we should see how long it takes us to get back to the tower. And certain people could read along the way.
What does the car have in lieu of storage? The player assumes one end of the car is for the engine and one end of the car is for the trunk. Old Rob has not seen a thing like this before, though. However, Old Rob can see through things.
The air
I
car.
pasted this into the chat. Basically, it has some cargo space, not a whole lot.
Okay, Old Rob goes over to the trunk and says,
Is it? Sounds like it's less a trunk and more a truck bed.
oh, so this is a pickup truck.
Yes, as mentioned before, it's been a while. This is essentially an El Camino with 2 rows of seats.
I don't believe this GIF is of an El Camino, but also that
No,
is
but-
adorable.
And no roof, you're correct. A convertible El Camino.
That is at least 3 kittens in the back of that remote control truck.
Sorry.
And this next GIF that appears to be missing back wheels for that vehicle, that looks more like an El Camino.
Yes.
All right, I got the heat turned off, so it shouldn't make noises
right.
anymore.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
So with that in mind, Old Rob is still looking in the storage area for what's in there and going, I don't see any helmets.
No, there are no helmets.
I think that if we fell out of this thing, we wouldn't need a helmet. We'd need some kind of rope or something to catch us before we fell out.
We'd need a Devin,
Well, yes.
who would probably be busy reading.
Hey,
Well, yes.
I'm not saying it's a bad activity. That's why I was looking for the helmets. Also, depending on how fast we go, we'd need a helmet with a face shield.
Well, maybe this thing has a shield on the front. See, it's got a bug shield on the front.
It does. That's the one part of it that didn't turn back from being glass.
Thank
Or-
goodness.
Thank goodness.
Maybe
It
did
was-
turn back from being glass into other glass.
Devin uses their ability on the windshield. It turns into sand.
I'm just glad that it didn't ruin the car's enchantment. Luckily, it went one layer at a time.
That's good.
So I'm just going to say
Well-
this now, and I think we can all agree, not it.
What's it?
Driving?
Well,
Uh-oh.
yes. I decided to claim that I wasn't going to be the one behind the whatever the control mechanism is for this. I don't know what
The
you
reins.
call it. It doesn't look like reins, though. So can't call it the reins. That'd be weird.
Well, what
But-
is it?
I decided to say not it before I said what the it was. That way no one could beat me to saying not it.
Fair enough.
Well, Adelina made it work the first time, so I nominate Adelina. Also, maybe we want to get going before that magic storm in the west shows up.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Everybody jump
Or,
in.
or was that Ellie saying in real life? The sky went dark.
That is Ellie saying in real life. The thunderstorms that I mentioned earlier, which were the reason that I wanted to start early, are here.
Dun
Oh.
dun dun. Well, we play until we lose you, I guess.
Yeah.
On the other hand, who knows? Maybe we do have magic storms. Let's pack everything in the
there's
back.
wild
It's
magic.
got a little lip. Yeah, it's wild magic. Who knows?
Could be anything.
Could be anything. Let's pack everything in. Let's pack it in the back. We've got some rope already, so there's tie down points here. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's tie things down.
And also,
Hmm?
no, there's too many of them. I was going to say I might be able to stick things to it additionally, but
It's got tie down points. We can work with that.
Devin, I say this with all the respect in the world, but I think if you wanted to haul away everything here that's interesting, we'd just be trying to hitch the city to the back of this thing.
no, I mean, we already have too many things. Trying to affect them all at once would be fiddly.
Indeed, let's not.
I don't want to think about the implications of what that would do.
I'm not
We
even
have
sure how
lots
that
and
would work.
lots of books, and we can't stick them all down individually because it's like trying to,
Let's go look for a net back at the tower.
yes.
Take what
Alright.
we got. Go look
Mhm.
for a net. Everybody get in. Use a bit of rope to tie yourself to the chair.
Mm-hmm.
But is this one of those old-fashioned futuristic cars that didn't have seatbelts?
No, there are belts.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, that makes it easier.
it seems there's already rope.
Old Rob starts tying the two ends of his seatbelt together.
Person appears at the front of the car and shows you how to click the belt together and then unclick with the button and pull it apart.
I mean, if it looks like a belt buckle, we probably have seen belt buckles. Dickens, please don't.
No, this is like an airplane belt.
Okay.
Ah.
Look,
Did
I
I make
appreciate the help
it-
mysterious person just appeared, but if an oxygen mask comes down from the sky, I'm not putting that on my face. I'm assuming I'm already suffering from asphyxia.
I am going to study the belts and see if I can figure out how these buckles work.
Okay.
I am going to use the understanding ability that I have to do so, and I rolled a 17. And if that's
Okay.
not enough, I would
That's plenty.
suggest. Okay, I mean we do come from this society after all, so that style of buckle may not be common, but it may not be completely unknown.
You haven't seen something like this before, but the mechanism is fairly simple to work out. There is a short end with a socket at the end, and there is a long end with I don't know quite what to call that.
Metal tongue.
Yeah, kind of like that. The long end is adjustable. If you click the metal tongue into the socket, it clicks and stays there. There's a button on the socket. If you press the button, the metal tongue pops out.
Harrison will do this like a couple times and then adjust it and click it so that it's being a proper rope to hold her to the chair so that she does not fall out of this thing. There,
Okay.
see? Works like this.
There
That's
is
kind of ingenious.
a vibration that goes through the entire city and sounds like someone with a very deep voice going,
Okay, maybe we should get out of here now.
I think might be a good idea.
Yep.
Don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Old Rob is already sitting in his seat, buckled up, facing forward,
Yeah.
clutching
I presume I'm
other parts
driving
of the
this
vehicle.
thing, though.
You're driving
Yes.
this thing, Adelina. You're the one who understands mechanical stuff, and this is clearly a mechanical stuff.
Yep, it is. So everybody strap in and we'll get out of here.
All right. Yes. Let's do. Wait.
Tied down our stuff, loaded up, tied it down, buckled ourselves in.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. Here we
and
go.
it's not like you can't come back.
Right. Yeah.
Probably. Yes.
We leave the city
That's
and
very good.
immediately
We're gonna be coming back.
shatters.
Don't say such things.
Oh no. Oh no.
You'll traumatize Devon.
Adelina, would you roll me a d20, please?
Okay.
With everything that I think you should apply to this,
Okay.
you should be trying to beat a 12.
So I'm rolling a d20. Yes.
Yeah, just roll a d20.
Got a
15.
A 15, that's just fine.
All right. Cool.
All right, the air car responds to your touch and lifts off the ground.
Awesome. I'm not gonna go too high up, but enough,
This is wonderful.
And
I'm not terrified
that's
at
We're
all.
not dodge.
He lied.
yeah. So I'm going to be not on the ground entirely, but maybe a little bit higher in case we have to get around a boulder or something. But that's
Okay,
what we're doing.
Hang on to your hat there, Rob.
Old Rob is hanging on to everything that he can hang on to without being socially unacceptable.
Okay.
I had to say
On
that
the
because
dashboard?
Beth is in the group.
Ah,
yes.
I
Okay.
was going to be. I'm being good. We're recording.
You are not always good while we're recording.
I am more likely to be good when we are recording.
That is a more accurate statement.
Yes, it is. Perfectly accurate.
Okay.
On the dashboard next to the steering wheel,
Mm-hmm.
a little sign rotates into view.
Okay.
It's one of those it's kind of like a ticky airport board kind of, you know what I mean? Like the letters sort of individually tick into view.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I get it.
And it reads destination with a question mark, and then a red button that reads manual.
Oh. Okay.
Does that mean it's going? If you press the button, does that mean it's going to give you a book?
It might. Well, I guess I'll
Devin?
press the. Yeah.
Okay.
Devin, do you want to figure out if I don't know if a book is going to shoot out of this thing or not, but you know more than I do about books.
Oh, yeah, you're breaking up there.
Perhaps the manual is some kind of audible, recorded
Somebody reading a book aloud?
some voice. Yes. It would be dangerous to read while driving this cart. But, yes, let's press the manual button.
Okay.
Okay. Do you press the manual button?
Yep. Apparently I'm in the other front seat.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Less wind fluttering your pages when you read.
The manual button retreats back into the dashboard, and the sign ticks over. Like it does a clicky and comes up with no destination. And the air car sort of settles a little bit in the air. And-
Okay.
Working.
Well,
I
it is
think
pretty
wants
old.
us to. I think it wants us to point it to somewhere.
Well, it's got reins, right?
I don't know.
It's got a funny
it's
wheel.
got a funny wheel at the front.
It does. Yeah, it's a little strange.
Perhaps that wheel is linked to metaphorical magical ones.
Metaphorical reins, or
Well,
mean-
if you turn the wheel, that might turn the non-existent wheels in sympathy.
This reminds me of that story
Maybe.
about the adventurers who
Holy
found a
cow.
mechanical contraption that looked like a giant crab, and they went inside and there were a bunch of levers and dials and wheels that they got to move it around. And this story doesn't really go anywhere because the crab in the story doesn't really go anywhere.
Okay.
But I am using old Rob's ability, what did we call it again? Anecdote,
Yep.
to provide an asset in figuring out how the heck to drive this thing.
Okay. Adelina, on your character sheet on the
Mhm.
skills tab,
Uh-huh.
there is a skill called Air Car Pilot.
Okay, let me go find that. Yeah, I think I forgot where this was at.
Below where it says Might, Speed, Intellect, there's a row that says Skills, Combat, Abilities, Equipment.
Okay, let me see if I can figure it out. Okay, there we go. I have it now.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see.
And
We've got
to the
Air
right,
Car
there's a
Pilot.
yes, and to
Okay.
the right of Air Car Pilot, there's a little checklist button. There's a pencil icon, and there's a like a file box.
Okay.
Click the first one, the checklist.
Checklist. Okay, got a checklist.
That'll bring up the all-in-one roll window,
Okay.
and then just click roll at the bottom. It's in the bottom in the
Okay.
middle.
All right. Bottom in the middle. Got a 12.
Okay.
Oh no, it's a 15.
With your asset, that's plenty.
All right. Well, I guess I could just try to move this somewhere and see where we end up.
Yep. There are pedals on the. I can tell you. Well, you don't drive, so possibly not you. But
Yeah.
this is basically like driving a car, except there is next to your seat. There's something that looks like a handbrake lever, but moving that up and down raises and lowers the car.
Neat. Okay. That seems good.
So there are floor pedals for accelerate, brake, and I don't know if you can hear that. It is violent outside.
I can't hear
Not
it
hearing any of
because
it.
Discord will not let us, but I believe
And
you.
there's the first power flicker.
Oh no.
Haracinda would like to also assist in figuring out the car with the observation.
Yeah.
Her observations may be wrong, but at least they're observations.
This is just me describing the controls to the rest of
Right.
to everybody.
Yeah.
Adelina has this figured out.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, you can basically you can elevate the car at a fairly slow elevate or de-elevate.
Uh-oh, did we?
I think we did.
Okay.
It is quite possible that Ellie got disconnected due to storm.
Could be.
does sound probable.
Yeah. That's no fun. It's kind of scary, I would think.
I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, and we definitely didn't take a break after a power outage.
Or lose Jen during the break.
It is
Pollen
pollen
is the
season.
worst. Yeah.
You would think that it would turn my red car orange. No, it turned yellow.
Yep.
All right, I'm trying to remember where we left off.
We had just taken off. Jen was
You had
piloting.
yeah, that's what I thought,
Mhm.
but I wanted to make sure.
I could also be remembering wrong, but that is what I remember.
That's what I remember.
Well, part of it is also that because my power went out, I might have, there might have been something that happened after I disconnected, but before anybody noticed.
Hmm.
But if the last thing we all remember is the same thing, then we're
Yeah,
good to
there
go.
won't be any discrepancy until I edit things. I'll just cut those parts
Yes.
out.
So, you are airborne in the air car,
But not very high up.
but not very high up. It asks you for a destination, and you press the manual button, and it switched to manual steering,
But did not provide us with a manual.
but did not provide you with a manual. So you had to figure it out yourself. Fortunately, it's basically like a modern car, only with the I still can't remember it. The name of the handbrake thing on a helicopter that makes you go up and down. It's
Attitude adjuster.
the Collective, I think.
Altitude adjuster.
Yes.
I mean, depending on the usage, it can be both things.
True. In the back, you have your packs, your supplies, and the pile of books that Devin has rescued from the city. These include Aquatic Flora of the Northern Ocean, Compendium of Emotional Sorcery, Fundamentals of Common Wonders, Volume 2, Proto-Felton, a Lexicon, The Educated Herbalist, Ruins Exploration, Principles of Mental Projection, Mastering the Basics of Elemental Magic, A Dictionary of Counter Curses, Cave Crystals and Their Application, Care and Maintenance of Arcane Spirits, Metalwork and Its Applications, and Sorry, I Don't Understand, An Introduction to Serpent Culture.
Ah, I do believe that's a pun.
So I'm so glad that I have a little text-based thing here on the Foundry map for GM's luck points. I'm just going to go in and edit that now. Are you not going to let me edit?
Are you not the editor? Are you not the GM who can edit that? Oh no.
Well, I put it on there as a player.
Haracinda would like to be reading some of these books as well, but also she is compelled to sit in the back seat and mutter things about that tree, there's a tree in front of us. A lot.
Well,
I'm
there
sorry,
is now,
I don't. No, you go.
next to the, what did I say it was? No destination plaque, there is a button that says auto. So otherwise you can just pilot this thing wherever you want to. I misread that, what you just put in the chat.
No, not the shotgun. Sorry.
So yeah, you can, since Adelina's player is not here, although they did log into Discord,
Ooh.
we will proceed, and if they show up, then they show up.
Mhm.
But you guys can decide where you want to go.
Probably to the foot of the. Haracinda's suggestion is to the foot of the cliff, and then see if we can just sort of go straight up in a way such that if we all wind up falling, Devin can catch us or something.
Speaking
Or at
of
least
which,
that's what.
as you leave the city, the air car rights itself. Unfortunately, all of your gravities are still pulling at like a 15-degree angle.
This is fine.
Devin? Yes.
We're sideways.
I can undo that.
Yes, you can undo that.
Devin holds on to the Control and Z keys.
Surely Devin is using a Mac. That would be Command C.
No,
It's more
this
commanding.
is Linux. Devin knows this.
Yeah, I feel like he would, if he were to use an operating system, probably use that one.
You have no trouble skimming over the top of the forest and getting to the base of the cliff.
Okay, which one's the up lever?
It's next to the any key.
Yes, that would be the one that if you were driving in a modern car would look like the handbrake.
Fair place to put it, really.
Okay. You did say you're going up to the top and you're having Devin on standby in case something goes wrong. Nothing goes wrong. You get up to the top. You get up over the top.
For the record,
Well,
Old Rob has still been holding on for dear life. One arm wrapped around a part of the vehicle, regardless of the fact that he's wearing the harness that's provided. One hand wrapped around his head to hold the hat on.
The windshield is actually quite good at keeping the wind off you. So That would
That's
be fine if you let go. But
That's great. My time in the backseat of a convertible was brief, but eventful for
Memorable.
hair maintenance. So I am remembering a specific event that old Rob is grateful to not be encountering right now. However, old Rob is prepared for everything to go very, very poorly very quickly.
okay.
Let's not go too high
I agree.
in case this stops working when we get out of the wild mana zone. Eh?
I hadn't thought of that, but now I'm going to keep thinking about that.
I feel like in
So-
that case, higher might almost be better because that would give me the time to hatch.
Well, I was thinking we might want to go just above the hills, like, a couple feet.
Well, it is going to be hard to navigate between the trees.
Well, we pass over. Whatever you think you can handle, Tevin. That's we'll you're the one who'd have to catch us if we're high up, and if we're not high up, then it would presumably just stop abruptly or not so abruptly or something. But you're the one who'd have to catch us. So
I could make us all very light ahead of time.
how long can you hold that?
I think about an hour.
Haracinda would ask Adelina how fast this thing can go, because we probably want to take it back to the tower.
That was my next question: are you going back to Roskilde? Are you going back to the tower? Are you stopping anywhere along the way?
Haracinda's kind of, we should go to the tower and see how quickly we can get there.
Wait a minute. Does the restored tower have a balcony? I vaguely remember
Yes.
it having a balcony.
I think
It
it
does have a balcony.
Oh no, now we have a space garage.
It's not a space garage. It's a air garage.
Balcony.
It's an air stable. I know what a
am
garage
not
is.
mucking up after whatever poops this thing leaves.
It's magic. You ever hear of a magic horse that leaves poop?
Old Rob starts a story about a magical horse that left poop.
You are making that up. Yes.
No, I believe that most magical creatures still. I mean, not all, obviously, but
For the record, we all now have an asset if we have to scoop up magical horse poop.
or identify it.
That too. And anything to do with magical horse poop, I have used my anecdote ability.
Discord, you are not picking up my
Oh,
cackling.
no,
It's not
we're hearing
fair.
it. I'm hearing it. For the
good.
record, the story was about two horses, one of which pooped when it had to, and the other one did not. It ends with the horse exploding.
I am hopefully doing a good job in shotgun.
Yes, you were doing a good job in shotgun. If you are going directly back to the tower, then that's fine. You can get there before the sun goes down. The snows have ceased. It is pretty clear, partly cloudy. On the way, you do spend some time trying to figure out what a horse looks like.
It's
That's
a big
true, we ate
thing,
'em all,
covered
didn't
in
we?
scales, has wings.
That sounds about right.
Pretty sure it's an eagle. The eagles have the wings. The horses are like cows, but big, and their horns are real short.
Oh, those
I
are
don't know
goats.
where we're going with this.
I have an appropriate GIF for this occasion, actually.
Oh no.
Yes. All right. You reach the tower right before dusk. There is, in fact, a balcony that you can land the car on.
And now we see the flaw of keeping track of the GM's luck points on a map.
Yes.
The map has changed. We also see the flaw that I am going to. Don't mind me, I just have to open Microsoft Edge here.
My condolences. No one should have to
Oh,
open
sorry.
Microsoft Edge. A
No, I'm
moment
not
of
going to
silence.
complain. I forgot.
It's because the
No,
map is
no.
too big. There you go. I just
We
sit
need a
here and think,
car
where were we
icon.
the last? Where were you all the last time we were on this map? And yes, I do. But I'm not going to. No. Okay. I'm not going to spend the time to make one right now.
Nor
You're back to the
am
tower?
I, he
Everything
said.
seems normal.
Ta-da!
Everything seems normal. for this wizard tower that we took a flying car to land at.
Yes, that is, in fact, beginning to seem kind of normal to you.
Well,
I'm not sure anything seems weird anymore. Everything's already so weird.
what? Do you think we should use the communication well and tell people that we're fine and not to worry about us? Or shall we just pick a book and read and eat a little bit and go to bed?
Weren't we going to assist with the lost friend?
We were
Oh, right, we
going
need
to
to deal
do
with
that.
that, don't we? Oh,
What time of
right, I
day is
forgot
it?
about that. I forgot about that one. I'm sorry. Karacinda would probably have suggested looking for the lost friend then and not going straight back to the tower. Dickens, please don't
Okay.
step on that. I'm sorry. We may need to retcon. Due to player?
Now, so the GM is clear. Is this the ugag who went off into the mountains and never came back? Or is this the people from the adventurers from Roskilde who went into the wilds and never came back?
It was the ugag, but
Okay.
All of
we
the
could
above.
also look for the adventurers. It's just that, if I'm remembering right, they have been missing for a bit longer, and therefore, whatever they're in probably has either already happened or...
Adventurers go adventuring knowing the risks. An ugag
Yes.
who will blindly obey when the mere suggestion is given could be considered a higher priority.
If adventurers are in trouble, it's likely that either they can hold out a little bit longer or we would already be too late. That is what I am trying to words. Sorry.
That's fine. I just wasn't sure which direction you were headed.
However, I do want to put these books somewhere.
I will
So
tell you
Okay.
that it has been almost all of a day since you saw Ute. And Abe left probably a week ago or so. So if you want to spend the night in the tower, it's unlikely that Abe is going to get any more trouble than they're already in.
I did not remember how long they'd been missing.
Okay, so we can take a long rest,
Yes, you can take a long rest.
which is not a thing in Cypher, but we're doing it anyway.
Sleep on something that
wasn't.
isn't a sleeping bag on the forest floor.
All right, that is quite fair.
Evan says, what better place to sleep than hunched over a table with books surrounding me?
He will regret this in the morning.
But will he change his behavior?
No, he will not.
Old Rob falls asleep on a couple boxes that have been shoved together with some blankets put on top, because that dagnabbit, that was his bed before, and it doesn't matter that the tower's been rebuilt and there's other places to sleep. He just got it the way he likes it.
I feel like at some point we're going to need to import some camp cots or something to make better beds.
Old Rob is already snoring with a book over his face that he was halfway through reading before he dozed off.
Harrison is probably going to be nearly as bad because she wants to read at least one of those interesting, more nature-oriented books.
Okay. Well, you spend the night in happy academia, aside from Rob, who spends the night in happy discomfort. And then the morning breaks, and it's another pretty nice day. It's chilly, but there seems to be some kind of climate control in the car. So you weren't particularly cold when you were coming back.
Fascinating.
And it didn't seem to have a problem when switching out of the wild magic zone.
No.
I understand what this button is. It says heat, but what's this one? It just says ack.
Well, we don't press it unless we want to go ack, I guess.
Old Rob presses it.
Ack!
The interior of the car suddenly becomes very cold.
Unpress that.
Old Rob presses the heat button to see if he can heat the car with ack.
They are sadly mutually exclusive toggles. They're radio buttons.
Oh, it's not ack. It stands for AC. Air cold.
Well, then why does it say heat here
Air
then? It should say
cooling.
AH. Air hot.
Maybe the A is for both of them, so it's air cold, and then it's air heat. And the A is understood. I don't know. Maybe it's part of some spell.
Yes, they
One
could
of them-
work by different mechanisms. Sorry.
Right.
One of them is air cold, clearly.
Hmm?
And the other one is heated environment amid transportation.
This makes perfect sense.
So the explanation is that the wizard mechanics were having fun with acronyms.
Yes, pretty much.
Sounds right to me.
That wasn't intended to be canon, but I guess it is now.
Well, it is because we decided.
Sorry.
Well, it's at least what we decided it is, and no one is around to tell us it's different.
Yep.
Except the GM. And the GM is allowed to lie.
Yes. All right. You fly out the next morning after having had a breakfast that isn't just ration bars and head toward the northern mountains.
Make sure everyone's got their lap rope fastened.
Adelina seems like they're getting the hang of this. Doesn't have any difficulty getting the car off the ground, off the edge of the balcony, and headed toward the mountains. You're going pretty fast, and you're high enough off the ground that it makes it a little uncomfortable. But you're also bypassing the trees. You fly over that mushroom forest that doesn't seem to be quite so mushroomy anymore. There's still some there, but it's not like as overtaken. I don't have a map for this, so you just fly until it's about.
Just as long as we're out of arrow range, I don't want anyone trying to take any shots at us.
So the tower was between Dunmarch and Buttonton, as I recall.
Mhm.
I don't have my map right in front of me, so I'm going off memory. So you do fly over the mushroom forest, but then you're actually mostly following the northern road, more or less. I mean, you're not going in the same direction it is. So you know what I mean, though.
We're headed northish.
Yeah,
We're keeping our distance from the road, but not acting like we're keeping our distance from the road.
yeah. You're
I mean, we're
flying
definitely
fast.
keeping our distance from the road. We're very high up. Fly casual.
It would take you about half a day to reach the middle ring town along the northern road, which doesn't have a name. You get there in about an hour. So the sun is still coming up behind you as you pass over that north road town, and then you go beyond it toward the mountains, which are probably another half hour out.
By car, as the car flies, as the flying cart flies.
Yes, I am trying to stop and give opportunities for people to do things before you get there, because this is going to be about a 2-hour journey. If you want to do something, do it. If not, we can fast forward.
Old Rob tells a
Trying to
story
think.
about holding on for dear life.
I think that story happened yesterday.
It is the story of yesterday.
All right. Well,
Keep an eye out.
it's a little before noon before you reach the mountains. There are some caves off to the west, and you can see a path leading up the mountains, farther to the west than the caves.
Ugag would probably have been digging most of the way.
And Ute, I believe, did say that he was sent to, Ate, was sent to investigate the caves. Decided to, as sort of.
Can we do a little flyover of the road and then go back to the caves?
Oh, the
Path
road is
there?
well south of you at this point.
No, not the road. The path up to up the mountain path.
Oh, yeah, sure. It'll take you some time to get there, but no problem.
Well, depends on how long it takes. If it's like 15 minutes, that's fine. If not, then Haracinda would like to know where the path leads to, in the sense of what might have come up it. Is it in use?
Gotcha. It does not seem to be in use. In fact, there may be a couple of rock falls that are blocking the way, but it goes up through a pass between two of the mountain peaks.
Wow. Well. Back to the caves, everyone?
Seems like the thing to do.
World's so big we could just explore it all, and the trouble's figuring out which way to go first. But let's find a ugag.
Okay.
Indeed.
You land the car outside the caves. You have no problem doing this. There's a nice flat ground. This is a very video game cave.
Why does every 30 feet look the same as the previous 30 feet?
No, but this will be the same as every third cave that you enter. I assume you've brought some, like, your usual packs with you.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, there isn't a... I see someone has put a car on the map.
You're welcome.
There isn't a... Well, thank you.
It's not the exact
Can't
right
select it.
car, but it is the right color, I think.
Yes. There isn't any sort of mechanism for, like, locking the car, but also you think it's probably pretty unlikely that anybody would show up and try to steal it. And even if they did, that they would know how.
Everyone remember where we parked?
I'd hope that nothing would make us have to do that. I hope that all we have to do is walk out and go, we're parked here.
Old
Yes,
Rob will
pretty
attempt
much.
to...
That's...
Sorry.
It doesn't seem like you're going to have any trouble locating this car.
This seems to actually be a problem. Old Rob will take a few branches from nearby and like place them up against the car. It does not do anything to hide the car at all.
But it makes him feel better.
He realizes right away that he's not actually providing any degree of camouflage and it would be way too much work to do this effectively. But stubbornly continues this for a good 2 or 3 minutes before he gives up.
Haracinda is just watching this and waiting for him to give up.
There'll be some grumbling about how no one was helping with the task that wasn't going to be doable.
If we wanted to hide it from above, we'd probably have to make a blanket for it that was the, dirt colors.
Oh, do you know anyone who crochets?
Okay, the hilarious thing is that I am actually crocheting at this very moment. I just want you to know that.
My Star Trek character for the game we're playing on Wednesdays with Tom has a hobby. He crochets.
Bear.
It sounded like you said bear, and now old
Bear.
Rob is worried about encountering other things in the cave. This is a job for adventurers, not old Rob.
Well, time to go see if we can see what's in the cave.
Okay.
Old Rob will start off our journey telling a story of explorers who delved deep into caves, and perhaps delved too deep, and encountered a horrible creature known as a Barry. Oh, no, not Barry. Bart? No. Began with a B. Well, that's not the point. The point is, you got to be careful when you're exploring. You got to look through nooks and crannies of things. You got to beware of the warnings that other people might write down in a book right before they get killed by a bunch of orcs. And we'll have an asset to
What's an
exploring
orc?
the caves.
What's
Old
an
Rob
orc?
doesn't know. They were in the story. He tried looking it up in other books, and it turns out that there's an orc license. So apparently orcs have to be licensed to practice. I don't know.
Well, let's head into the cave and got a torch or a lantern or a candle or something.
Indeed.
The GM now has 3 luck points and can use them to make a reroll. It was named
Have a
after a
lamp.
tree trunk used as seating in the new tavern in Roskilde when they built the actual furniture. It's the bar log. That does explain why it was on fire.
Yes, it does. All right. You head down into the caves. You do have torches with you, or you have not only torches, but the glowing
Oh, right.
things from the mage tower. So you don't have a whole lot of trouble providing light for yourselves. But these caves are actually surprisingly dry, and it is substantially warmer the lower you get into the cave system. There are some rooms off to the sides, but they don't have anything of particular. Like, they're not rooms so much as
Openings in the
openings. Yeah. There isn't anywhere that you have to. There isn't anywhere that you have to like wiggle through, or like you're not spelunking. This just feels basically like you're walking down rough-hewn underground corridors.
I do suspect that these caves were made by someone or finished by someone. And by someone, I mean probably ugags.
Almost certainly.
That's entirely possible.
The way the GM is describing them, it sounds exactly like their kind of work.
Just above ground and with a path so that people could come and talk and trade, no doubt.
My understanding was that we were now
Right.
underground.
Yeah, you're going downwards. The
Yep.
deeper into the caves means down. But also, these corridors are tall enough for you to walk in easily.
Perhaps the Ugogs dug it out one way and then dug it deeper going back the other way.
I know.
Or one Ugog dug while standing on the shoulders of another Ugog who was also digging.
I have questions.
I mean, they might have started digging at the top and dug down.
We'll have to find the Ugogs to find out which of these is the correct theory. But I've got my guesses.
Yep. So, should we be calling out loudly or just exploring quietly in case there's something here we don't want to notice us too easily?
Before Old Rob can think, Old Rob does not listen to his second thoughts. Old Rob does not give his second thoughts time to process. Instead, Old Rob will yell out, "Hello? Hello? 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 Hello?
Sigh.
It does indeed echo. There doesn't seem to be any response.
No grumbly
Other
voice
than the
going,
echo.
"Winston."
No. Although, as you proceed deeper into the caves, you do start hearing something rhythmic. It's hard to identify. If you had to guess, you would say that someone was pounding a really, really big drum.
Karacinda is possibly going to fling out an arm, maybe grab somebody by the shirt and go, "Is that a heartbeat?"
If that's a heartbeat, it's a really big heart.
Dragons
Or the
existed
echoes.
once.
What do you mean
I'm
once?
just-
I'm sure they existed more than once.
I'm
We saw
just
more than one of
saying.
them. That means they existed more than once.
Right, and if the wild magic didn't get to them, I'm just a little tad concerned that there might be something big in here.
I'm not sure it could fit.
How tall is this thing we're walking down?
Taller than you and wide enough that you can walk two abreast.
Old Rob is thinking of the dragons that we got to see that made a city turn to glass and crash. And thinking about how, as big as this tunnel is, it is not that big.
I'm just saying maybe you should tell a story about people who were very quiet and sneaky.
Old Rob tells a story about a collection of small lizard people who were trying to explore through a cave system. And one of them kept singing a song about being very, very quiet until they reached a creature that was larger than any dragon, and only realized that it was a creature once they realized that the stalactites and stalagmites were sideways.
Well, you have an asset to being sneaky.
Karacinda
And-
would like to be sneaky.
And singing a song about being quiet.
Yes.
I am not singing a song about being quiet. I'm just going to be quiet.
The song does require you to yell.
No,
That's how the lyrics
gonna.
go.
don't care. I have no other sneakitudes.
Wait, that didn't roll. That is very annoying. One moment. Let me recover those points and try again.
No,
Um,
I hate that.
That's a 4.
I am going to spend my
Devin-
inspiration. No.
Devin got a 19, and Old Rob got a 15.
I got a 19 eased by 3 steps.
You did. Um,
You beat difficulty 6.
as you are one with the night.
I have an inspiration.
Karacinda, you do have an inspiration to spend.
I would like to re-roll that,
Okay.
if that's what that inspiration will let me do.
Yep.
That's better.
That's 16.
Yes. 16 is better than a 4.
Yeah.
You've all beaten difficulty
Significant.
5, so you're moving quite quietly.
Thank goodness.
2 of you have to keep looking back to see if Devin is still there.
It turns out Devin's in front of us.
It's a whole thing.
But then Devin stops to examine something, and Devin actually is behind us. We look forward to see where Devin is. We don't see Devin.
That sounds
This
about
goes
right,
on
really.
for a significant portion of the journey through these tunnels. Which
The
is,
rhythmic pounding gets louder as you proceed deeper into the tunnels. And oddly enough, you don't seem to need the lights as much.
well, good, because they do kind of prevent you from being sneaky.
Yep.
It's true. Yeah, there is in fact a glow coming from around the corner, and you can tell now that this is not one drum being beaten. This is what sounds like hundreds and hundreds of drums being beaten in unison.
Cover up the lanterns.
Covering.
And let's
Someone has
Look.
flattened off a whole bunch of stalagmites and set a drum on each one so that when the water drops descend from the stalactites, they hit the drums, causing the sound.
that would be hilarious, clever, unnerving,
And far too
and
much work.
also, yeah. Well, you never know what people would do. And somebody needs to just peek carefully around the corner and see what is seeable.
I'm not sure that I need to peek around a corner to see what's seeable.
That's true, you don't.
Well, let me double check because there are limits to see-through matter. So it is free for me to cast at its base level, but I can only see through 6 inches of material for one round. In addition to the normal options using effort, you can choose to use effort to see through another 6 inches of material for each additional level of effort you apply towards that goal. So I am going to spend a level
Well, how much of a
effort.
corner is it? Okay.
Well, that is definitely something for the GM to provide that information. But Old Rob's going to get as close to the corner as he can to see if he can see through a foot of stone without going around the corner to actually see what's on the other side.
I will not require a roll for Rob to realize that in order to see meaningfully through stone, Rob's hat and the top of Rob's head would be visible around the corner.
The hat detaches.
The top of Rob's head does not, that we know of.
Anybody got a mirror?
Yet.
You don't want the top of your head detached, and that would kind of defeat the purpose of a lot of this.
The tunnel turns. It doesn't turn in such a way that the curve isn't sharp enough to do what you want to do.
Yeah, it's not a tight enough corner.
All right. So Old
It's a
Rob doesn't do
curvy.
that. He just creeps forward.
It was an excellent thought, though.
Mhm.
Yes. As soon as this corner gets sharp enough, I'm looking through it. Yep. As soon as this corner gets sharp enough. As soon as this... Oh dear.
The tunnel eventually does open out into a very large room. There seems to be a platform at the end of the tunnel because the room is much deeper than... I wish I had made a map. I thought you were going back to the tower.
We did go to the tower. We just didn't stay there.
I had a map for the thing I thought you were going to do.
Whoops. Sorry.
You can see that the room, the tunnel opens up, and the room beyond is very, very large. And that does seem to be where the sound is coming from.
Make sure to look up as well.
Yeah, it's a very tall room, too.
And inside we see a dragon
you
playing
entered
the
it-
drums.
You would almost certainly be in the largest room you've ever been in by like several factors.
Including larger than the Ugag house. Well, not house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was big. This is capital B, big.
I guess we carefully ooch closer until we can look out and up.
I'm scooching forward until we are told what is in the room, as opposed to just how big it is.
Yeah.
Possibly like the Scooby-Doo gang with 3 heads appearing around the corner.
You're going to have to actually go onto the platform to see what's in the room.
Can we look up from the? I mean, just at the platform.
There's the room goes down farther than it goes up. That is to say, the ceiling is closer to you than the floor is, and the ceiling it seems to be scoured clear of like stalactites and stalagmites. Stalactites.
Tights
Yeah,
hang tight to the ceiling,
stalactites.
mites stand tall and mighty. Anyway, the
The way I
ceiling
learned
doesn't
it
have
was
them.
stalactites cling tight to the ceiling. Stalagmites are on the ground and might get there someday. The ceiling, like there's lighting. Honestly, if you didn't know any better, you would think it was lava behind glass along the ceiling. That's providing
ventured a
sort of
Minecraft
reddish
room.
glow.
I mean, it might be lava behind glass for all we know. Magic lava.
That's true. Or magic glass.
True. I mean, what if someone turned lava into glass? Then it would still glow.
I think that's called obsidian.
Well, it's still glowing.
But otherwise, the ceiling is smooth. And there is a ruckus in this room. Like that beating sound is... It actually sounds more metallic now. Like there's a ringing tone to it.
They're steel drums.
Are you proceeding further onto the platform?
Can we
This is
peek over
clearly
the
a good
edge from
story.
this? Yes.
Old Rob isn't adventuring. He's gathering details on a story that he'll tell later. He might not even need to embellish this one.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear whether you were peeking over the edge.
Yes.
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 Okay.
Carefully. Possibly the edge closest to the escape route to start with.
Okay. The first thing you notice is Abe, who is curled up right below the platform and is fast asleep.
Aww.
Then you see the rows and rows and rows of hammers crashing into stone anvils over and over again.
Oh.
With anyone behind them?
Occasionally, there are about half a dozen creatures that actually, I gotta check some skills. Go ahead and make me an identifying roll, and Devin, you can add monster lore to it.
Can I do scan? Or do I have to be close enough to the area to do the scanning?
This is more of an identifying and not a like.
Okay.
It's like it's.
I do not identify anything.
You're distracted
rolled a
by
2.
finding an ugag.
I am concerned that Abe is okay. I'm concerned of finding out if Abe is okay, rather. Abe being okay would not be cause for concern.
Oddly,
However-
it's Karacinda who recognizes these both from Devin's descriptions in the past and from something that Abe and Ute said the very first time you met them.
I'm pretty sure I got a better roll than Karacinda did.
Oh, eased by 4 steps. Yes, okay. Both you and Karacinda. I didn't see the eased by 4 steps.
Yeah, there's a problem where unless you put in a difficulty in the bot, it doesn't count it
Yeah,
into.
that makes sense. Okay. So yes, you you both recognize these then. Rob, you're distracted by Abe. There are about a dozen Kiona walking among the hammers and anvils, and basically just doing upkeep. It looks like they're not like using the hammers and anvils; they're just making sure they still work. And at the far back of the room is an enormous reptile skeleton that's sort of slumped up against the back wall.
Harrison
And
feels
that's-
slightly vindicated that there was a dragon here, just kind of very dead.
That seems like an excellent place to take a break.
Yeah.
Io, can you keep going for another hour, or should we end it here?
I do not think I can keep going for another hour.
Okay, then let's wrap it up. Tonight I've been joined by Beth, Crash, Io, and occasionally Jen. Beth, I understand that your child's mom writes books.
That is, yeah. And if you can find them at elizabethmccoy.com and you can look them up on your favorite legitimate ebooks provider. And there's actually someone else with the same name who did not look to see if there were any other Elizabeth McCoys so that they could add their first initial or something in there. So there's another one that isn't me. And frankly, I think that my covers are better laid out. And also, I always capitalize the second C in McCoy, and they don't, which I'm very offended on behalf of the name. So, ElizabethMcCoy.com. And speaking of, probably not capitalizations in the middle, but
Websites.
yes.
Well, Jen was here for the start of it, and you can find them at bookofjen.net and shatteredsoulstone.com. And speaking of other websites, we take all of these recordings and turn them into podcasts, which is probably how you're hearing them now, because otherwise you broke into my apartment and listened to them on my computer, and I'm a little concerned by that. Why are you in my house?
Pet the cat. Pet the cat.
The cat is currently hiding. If you come into my home, my cat will let me know by hiding quickly. But you can go find all these things at Aaron, not the cat. He doesn't hide at aaronbsmith.com/cogwheel. That is the last place where you will find him. We were also on the Fediverse. It is aaronbsmith.com/@cogwheel, and we have a Patreon, patreon.com/cogwheelgaming, where you can help us keep the lights on along with other illustrious patrons, including Ellie, Shen, Walter, Liv Droman, and patron emeritus Cindy.
And until next time, this is Ellie saying, because the person who is saying it person who would be saying it is dead. Good night, everybody.
The GM has 4 XP. Well, luck points. I changed it. Good night, everybody.
Good night.